Right now in DC News Now at 4, still hot, but smoke is getting worse. Meteorologist Damon Matson tells us when it could clear up.
One man is dead here in Alexandria after a shooting at this apartment complex on Holmes Run Parkway. Why residents here say they're fed up.
Plus, a proposal to permanently fence off Lafayette Square is sparking debate.
This fencing is okay, but like the mesh is so thick that we cannot click pictures.
Why critics say it could change a historic space known for protest and public gatherings.
What would you do if you got a $7,000 water bill in the mail? How one D.C. man is dealing with this bill debacle.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall. Wildfire smoke is stretching across a large part of the country from the Midwest to the East Coast, impacting skies and air quality for millions. This is a live look from Toronto. Look at the skyline there, to Ohio, to Syracuse, New York, and right here in the district. Now, here in the DMV, that haze could linger as we track the latest conditions. Let's get over to meteorologist Damon Matson with what this means for our outdoor plans. Damon, look at the skies in Toronto.
I mean, Mark, I think I said it earlier, and it's not an understatement. That almost looks apocalyptic, my friend.
Yeah.
I mean, orange skies in the middle of the day, that is just not great to see out there, and that's the impact, unfortunately, that this smoke is having. And really, as we progress into our Friday, that could be our view, at least in parts of the DMV, if anything, as this smoke continues to intensify. Yeah, this wildfire smoke is no joke, to the point that we have air quality alerts. We've had them throughout the entire day across the eastern half of the DMV, including parts of Virginia, the district, and a good chunk of Maryland, especially along that I-95 corridor into the DC metro. But as we head into the day on Friday, it's very likely that all of us will be under some form of an air quality alert as that smoke continues to intensify. Now, that's the most impactful part of our weather pattern, but on top of that, we still have the lingering heat and humidity. A heat advisory has been in place today. It continues up through 8 o'clock this evening, as those feels like temperatures, they haven't given us a break. They've been up into the triple digits. Now, here's where that air quality stands at this hour. To this point, we've been lucky enough that some of the most unhealthy air is back over the eastern shore, just off of our doorstep there. A little bit of that is trying to filter down the I-95 corridor, but still, we're dealing with that smoke in the air. It is definitely a problem for sensitive groups, the elderly, children, those that have breathing and heart issues. But look, just off to our north, we have that much lower air quality starting to knock on the door, and that is what many of us will experience tomorrow. So we'll talk about how long this intense wildfire smoke is expected to linger, the impacts it's going to have, and could there be some rainfall finally cooling us off and clearing things out as we head into the upcoming weekend. We'll have all of that in your full forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. Prince George's County Police identified the victims after a deadly multi-vehicle crash in Adelphi. Police identifying the victims as 22-year-old Elvin Hernandez, 61-year-old Reddick Spite, and 62-year-old Terry Stringfellow. The crash happened Tuesday night at New Hampshire Avenue and Meseraude Road. Investigators said that a motorcycle and 2 vehicles were involved. The cause remains under investigation. Well, friends and family gathered in Silver Spring last night to remember one of those 3 people killed in Tuesday's devastating crash along New Hampshire Avenue. The memorial was held at the intersection where the crash happened. Loved ones placed flowers, candles, and balloons in honor of the victim's life. One of his roommates, Mario Bonilla, told DC News Now that he was a kind-hearted person who always put others first.
He was my roommate, first of all. You know, I used to see him every single day. He was a hard-working man, a good person. It's tragic the way he passed away, but, you know, God has his purpose. If you ever needed something, he was there for you.
And the investigation into the cause of that deadly crash is ongoing. In the Commonwealth, a man was killed in a shooting in Alexandria along Holmes Run Parkway. Alexandria police responded to Parkview Apartments for reports of gunshots last night. DC News Now's Liberty Simmons is live for us this afternoon. Liberty, you spoke with residents who live there. The concern continues.
Yes, Mark, neighbors who live here say that there is growing concerns for the people who live inside this apartment complex, and police say that that man was shot in this parking lot right here. Now, Alexandria police responded to the Parkview Apartments on Holmes Run Parkway just after 11 p.m. last night for a man suffering from a gunshot wound. He died at the scene. Detectives are now interviewing witnesses, processing the scene for evidence, and using canine resources as part of the investigation. Now, officers say there is no ongoing threat to the community, but one neighbor told me he is fed up and that he has called police on the people he believes were involved before.
It's crazy. I knew it was coming because the Apartment 804 is a lot of problems all the time. For the last 6-7 months, I've been complaining to the rental office about getting these people out of here because it's going to be something really drastic that's going to happen.
And a lot of neighbors in this building are very shocked and saddened about the passing of this victim. Now, police again have not released any suspect information, but say there is no ongoing threat to the community. For now, live here in Alexandria, Liberty Simmons, DC News Now.
All right, Liberty, thank you. Maryland health officials confirming 5 new measles cases in central Maryland following recent out-of-state travel. Officials say that the people traveled together to an area with an active outbreak. No word on where they traveled in Maryland when they returned, and health officials are warning anyone who may have been exposed at Carroll's Hospital's emergency department to monitor for symptoms and check their vaccination status. A cyclosporia outbreak spreading across the country is getting attention here in the region as health experts look at how to better track foodborne illnesses. More than 7,000 cases have been reported in 34 states, including states across the East Coast. But officials say that they still don't know if there's one source behind the outbreak.
It's really important we understand right now, is this one outbreak? Is it multiple outbreaks? How did these outbreaks happen? Because that's the only way we're going to prevent them going forward.
Experts at George Washington University say that stronger surveillance systems and more resources could help health officials identify sources faster and stop future outbreaks before they grow. In the district, plans to build a permanent fencing around Lafayette Square are moving forward. Today, officials at the White House presenting their plans to the Fine Arts Commission. DC News Now's Marielle Carbone. She joins us live at Lafayette Park. And Marielle, officials argue that this new fixture is in need of increased security.
Yeah, Mark, they do. They say that this temporary fencing that is up right now and used for security purposes, it degrades visitor experiences and that it's also not sustainable for this area, which is why they are pushing for that permanent solution. Now, what is in place here right now, this temporary anti-scale fencing and the barriers behind it, it can take up to 72 hours to install here and another 72 to dismantle. So a lot of work for putting it up. There's also loose bricks on the sidewalk, which officials worry can be used as a weapon. Instead, what they're proposing is an 8 to 10 foot tall fence with no climbable elements on it. That permanent fencing would go around the perimeter of the park with public access gates on the north and south sides. They say this idea is to make law enforcement able to more quickly close the park when needed or reopen it after security events occur. Visitors we spoke to out here, though, they are mixed on this idea.
No fencing would be great, but yeah, if it's like, if security permits.
I can understand you are facing a fencing close to the building like that, but having a fence like this far out is just probably something that's not really common around the world, especially something you don't see in a democracy.
Now, another big concern from the public here is access to the park, that this new permanent fencing would cut that off. This park here, it is really used for a lot of First Amendment activity, so protests, vigils, demonstrations, and they are worried about losing that access here. Coming up at 5, you'll hear how the Fine Arts Commission is responding to that concern and what they make of these plans. Reporting live from Lafayette Square, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
All right, Marielle, thank you. Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool is facing more problems after its new American flag blue liner appears to have faded to gray. Project, which was expected to cost more than $1 million, about $1.5 million, has now topped $16 million after algae issues and peeling paint. President blames vandals for problems while critics point to poor repair work. Officials say that crews are working to repair the damage. No word on when they will start to refill it. A truckload of donated food arriving in D.C. to help families facing hunger. Capital Area Food Bank receiving about 40,000 pounds of shelf-stable food as part of the nationwide effort providing 250 truckloads of donations across the country. Organizers say the program will help provide millions of meals nationwide. And more than 200,000 riders have used free shuttles connecting Friendship Heights and North Bethesda since the Red Line construction began July 6th. Metro says the shuttles are helping keep customers moving during the project. Well, can you believe it? We're actually inching closer to the upcoming football season. And today, the Commanders have released their jersey schedule for the upcoming 2026 season. The Commanders will wear their burgundy games, including the second game against those Dallas Cowboys and the first home game against the Seattle Seahawks. The team is wearing their white uniforms in 6 games, including the season opener against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the all-black Razor uniforms will be worn in 2 games, Week 11 against the Bengals of Cincinnati and Week 15 against the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the first regular season game for the Commanders is set for September 13th.